What's going on, guys? I've got a watch to talk about here, and this was loaned in from, there's a watch group that I'm in, and we do watch tours. It's like a pass-around group. I think all of us knife guys are familiar with pass-around groups. It's very similar to that. In the watch world, we call them like a watch tour. So I thought this was kind of an interesting looking knife in the pictures and whatnot. And so I said, sure, I'll check it out. And then when I got it out of the box, when it came, I don't know. It was different than what I had anticipated, I guess we'll put it. So I've had it for a few days and checked it out. I did not size the bracelet, but I will show it on my wrist here in just a minute. But let's talk about it. It's the Dumoreau DM01, and this is a new watch company. So it's a micro brand out of Huntington Beach, California. So in Southern California, which is very cool. One of my favorite pizza places used to be in Huntington Beach. So I would drive from Northern California down to see my buddy George at the pizza place, have lunch, and then drive home. Yes, the pizza was that good. So, on to the watch. So, the owner, I'm kind of looking at my notes here so I get it right, is Carlo Aiolo. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. He's an architect and a designer and a watch collector. So he designed this watch and had them made, and they are assembled in Huntington Beach with parts from all over the place. Chinese, Japanese, and Swiss components. This particular one is a Miyota 9039 caliber movement. This is a Kickstarter that just ended, and I'll put a link to the Kickstarter down in the description. I'm not sure how that works once it's ended, but by the time I got the watch, it had already ended, so I don't know if you can... I don't know. They have a couple of different colorways, and they were making about 100 in this first run. This one is a prototype, so some of the things will look slightly different in the final versions. Okay? So let me move my notes over here so I can get to my other specs, and we'll run through that just really quick. I'm trying to put the notes here. There you go. So the case size is 38 millimeters. The lug to lug is 45.8 millimeter. And then it does stick out because they're fixed center lengths. It's about 49.5 millimeters total width. The lug width, these are integrated lugs, so you can't really change the bracelet, but it starts out at 22 millimeters and tapers down to 16. So it's a huge taper on that bracelet. The bracelet super articulates. So it's going to be comfortable. I did not size this, so it is a little big on my wrist, but that's okay. We'll talk about that. It is 9.65 millimeters overall thickness. It is a flat sapphire crystal. We talked about the movement. It's a Miyota 9039, and it weighs in at 124 grams or 4.4 ounces. Has a 100-meter water resistance and a 42-hour power reserve. And it has BGW9, so it has blue Loom, which we'll do a Loom shot at the end as well. So it has a butterfly clasp, which is not my favorite. And it has it in such a way where you got to do one over the other. But it looks really nice. I do like the way the butterfly clasps look. I just don't like how they operate and feel on my wrists. So I'll show you what it looks like on my 7¼ inch wrist. So it's a good looking watch. To me, it feels a little, the bracelet could, I don't know. It's a little cheap feeling to me, the bracelet slightly. It actually feels a lot to me as the metal World Timer. Casio World Timer bracelet. It's similar to that, in my opinion. And then something that is a little bothersome to me is the square crown. It's it's a little difficult for me to operate and wind the watch with. I like the dial. It looks very classy, but winding the watch just feels weird in my hand, and it's not very efficient because my fingers will slide off of the square part. So, yeah, I don't love that part. But the overall look of the watch, I do like. So, I don't know. Jury's out on this one. So I brought a couple of other watches out to do some size comparisons. This is your SKX style. I mean, it's an SKX mod that I had done by Random Rob. Well, Random Rob did for himself, and then I sweet talked my way into buying it from him. How about the Titanium Square? And because I have it over here, because I was wearing it, but I usually take my watches off when I film a video, the Seamaster 300 SMP. So it gives you kind of a size comparison there. And then we'll do a quick Loom shot. Let me blast this real quick with the UV light, just to make sure it's good to go. And then I will reach over here and kill the lights. And my phone compensates a lot for that, but you can see the Loom is pretty good. It actually will look better into the naked eye because the camera really lightens up the exposure. So, it looks better in real life than on the video here. So there you go. It's kind of a cool watch, kind of a interesting take. They did a couple of different dial colors that you could check out on the Kickstarter link that I'll put down below. So I don't do a lot of watch content, guys. I know that I like to do some because I am into watches and I think it's fun. But they get very few views, and so I'm kind of like, oh, I don't know if I should do them because I don't know that people want to see them. So anyway, I said I would do this for this Kickstarter thing and whatnot, so there you go. The Dumoreau DM01, as it is their first model that they have come to market with. So thanks for watching, everyone. I do greatly appreciate it. Have yourselves a fantastic day, and we'll see you tomorrow.